Welcome to my little corner of the internet. Or if this is your not first time, welcome back. Nice to see you again. If we haven't met before, my name is Anna. I am a working makeup artist from Sweden, but currently living in Manchester. So as you can hopefully see, I have already got my makeup on today. My gorgeous friend Teresa films her Releases and Rants every week, and every week we have a theme, and this week's theme is autumn. So I've done this very super quick little look, very light on the base, as you might be able to tell. So yeah, face already done. So today I'm not going to do my makeup, so I've already done it. What we are going to do instead is I'm going to show you some of my favorite products that I use in my kit. Now, I use a lot of the stuff that I have in my kit. I use on my own as well. I have in my own collection. There are some things that might be different for whatever reason, but today I'm going to focus on what I have in my kit and what I use in my kit, what I use on clients. So I'm going to go through what I use in my kit. I have a couple of products for each kind of thing. I'll tell you a little bit why I like them. Hopefully you might be able to pick up some tips on products that you might want to try. Let's get into it. So first of all, obviously all the products I am showing you and talking about I have purchased for my kit. So I'm not obviously being sponsored or asked to advertise any of these products. These are genuinely products that I use and like. Also, I'm aware that a lot of brands, a lot of makeup creators may have had issues in the past, or there may have been controversy around them. I'm not interested in drama at this point. Perhaps in the future I might talk a little bit about drama, but today I literally just want to talk about products that I like. It doesn't necessarily mean I like the creator. It doesn't necessarily mean I agree with things that the creator may have said or done. But for whatever reason, these are products that I've chosen to use in my kit. So any drama, any controversies for this video, I would ask that we kind of just put to the side. It may be for a later date. So starting off with skincare, I really like the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Serum and Magic Cream. I was kind of hoping that I wouldn't like it so much because it is very pricey. However, it is very, very good. The quality is excellent. I use it especially on brides. I find that it helps the makeup last all day. It makes the skin look really nice. And you know, clients usually say that they like it, they like the feel of it. I actually find that the light Magic Cream for some reason feels heavier than the original, which it might just be my skin, but I actually prefer the original Magic Cream to the lighter one. The problem with the Charlotte Tilbury is that it's quite scented. So if you have a client with sensitive skin, or if you have sensitive skin, it might not be the best for you. If that's the case, I have got fragrance-free alternatives that are also very, very good. The Beauty Bay Hydrating Serum is a really nice serum. It's fragrance-free. It's a vegan, very, very super hydrating, and feels very nice on the skin. And I also like the Simple Light Moisturizer. It does exactly what it says on the bottle. It's very light, it absorbs very quickly, and it doesn't kind of clog up the skin. And again, it's fragrance-free and it's really good for sensitive skin. In terms of primer, it obviously depends a lot on what you want and what your skin type is, or what a client's skin type is. So, you know, you have that discussion with the client first. If the skin gets oily, if the skin gets dry, that sort of thing. But two of my kind of staples are the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Face Enriched Face Base. This is obviously a travel size because I wanted to try what it was like before I kind of got the full size version, because again, it's a little bit pricey, especially if you haven't tried it before, but I will purchase a full size one once this is all gone. It smells really fresh. It kind of smells a little bit citrusy, and it feels really nice on the skin, doesn't clog it up, and it's lovely and hydrating. I often mix the Bobbi Brown primer with the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood filter. Again, as you can see, this is a smaller size. I do often buy travel size because you don't know how often you're going to be using a shade. So it's sometimes more economical to buy a smaller bottle, especially if you're not using it every day. It saves kind of wasting maybe half a bottle if you haven't used it up by the time it expires. It gives a really nice kind of glow. Again, I probably wouldn't use it on its own because it can go a little bit Tin Man, but mixing it with a nice hydrating primer gives that beautiful glow, and it looks really nice under foundation. For base products, I really like the Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous foundation. I use this on so many clients. I use it a lot myself because it is probably the best foundation I have used. I like to kind of refer to it as my skin but better. It has kind of medium coverage, so it doesn't look cakey, it doesn't look like you're wearing a lot of makeup. It just gives that kind of radiance. It lasts all day. I don't find that it settles in lines or anything like that, and it looks wonderful in photographs as well, so it's kind of my staple foundation. If clients prefer a lighter base, I also really like the Fenty Beauty Easy Drops. So it's more of a tint, like a tinted moisturizer to light coverage. Again, looks very natural on the skin, has a bit less coverage than the ABH, but still makes skin tone more even, and it just looks really nice on. For concealer, again, I like the Anastasia Beverly Hills Magic Touch concealer. This is very full coverage. Sometimes I mix it with the lighter coverage concealer to still get that coverage, but give it a little bit more hydration. If you have very dry skin, it might be a bit much, but it covers anything that needs covering, and it goes on very nice and creamy. If you prefer a lighter coverage, so you might just want to kind of highlight your face a little bit, cover up dark circles sort of thing without too much coverage, the new Charlotte Tilbury concealer, the Beautiful Skin concealer, is fantastic. I tried it myself and then instantly went and bought it for my kit. So it's a really good alternative for kind of a lighter coverage, and it's got lots of good skincare ingredients as well. It feels super hydrating on, and I think it's going to be my new favorite. Contour and bronzer and blush, I use the same product. So I use the Made by Mitchell blush. So this is the blush bronzer. This is a contour shade, so it's a cool toned, this is hollow there. It comes in lots of shades. I have them all, and I mix them basically to get the right shade for my client. Some of them are more cool toned, so more of a contour shade. Some of them are warmer toned for more of a bronzer. So I use this for my contour, and I also use it for my bronzer. This is the shade Shady Business. So as you can see, that's more cool toned, that's more warm toned. So works as both contour and bronzer. I do find that they can run out quite quickly. I would recommend taking the topper out because you find a lot more product inside. Also, if you are in the UK, you can get them often a lot cheaper as a bundle on the TikTok shop, rather than buying them from his website or from something like Beauty Bay. They're often on offer as a bundle, which makes it more economical. I think I've refilled mine 3 or 4 times by this stage because I use them a lot, both on myself and on clients. So for blush, again, I use the blush Made by Mitchell. The shade Peach Sugar is the one I use the absolute most. The blush shades are super pigmented, so I always put it on my hand and kind of mix my brush around on my hand and then put it on my face. If you put it straight on your face, you will more than likely get too much product on your face and you'll spend a lot of time blending it out. So yes, I would definitely recommend putting it on your hand first, but they got lots of nice shades, both more pinky, more orangey. Obviously the peach shade is a very universal shade, so yeah, would highly recommend. And again, for a liquid highlighter, the blush liquid kind of shimmers are beautiful. There's quite a few sort of shimmery shade, which works really nice as a highlighter. There are a few more glittery shades that you can use on your eyes. This is champagne spray. It doesn't leave glitter on your cheeks, it just goes on nice and glowy, very kind of lit from within, very nice. For a powder bronzer, I like the BH Cosmetics Belgian Waffle. It's got 3 kind of bronzer shades and 3 highlighter shades. My only issue with this is that it's quite light toned, so if you have a deeper skin tone or a client with a deeper skin tone, this palette might not work, so you might need a couple of deeper bronzers as well, or a deeper palette as well as a backup. The highlighter shades, I would say at least these 2 would probably work for deeper skin tones as well. In fact, they're actually too dark for me to use as a highlighter. I use them as a topper sometimes instead. But really nice bronzer, works really well on top of kind of cream products as well. For a powder blush, I'm staying with BH Cosmetics. This is the Vanilla Peach Truffle blush palette, and I've also got the Vanilla Cherry Truffle for more deeper tones. Again, you've got 3 matte shades and a shimmery shade. These are all kind of peach toned, apart from one more pinky toned. Really nice shades. Again, works really well on top of cream products, doesn't leave kind of edges, it's very easy to blend. For setting powder, I do use the Laura Mercier, kind of that universal translucent powder that everyone uses, everyone raves about. It is very good, don't get me wrong, I do use it a lot, both for myself and in my kit. But I also really like the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter powder. This is the shade Butter, and then I have a couple of the deeper shades. They mix really well, so you can kind of get the shade that you need for your client. They are super, super, super finely milled. Gives a really nice blurred effect. The only thing I would say is that they can get quite dusty. They go kind of everywhere because they are so finely milled, so make sure you really like tap your brush off before putting it on your face or someone's face. They're also slightly vanilla scented, which I didn't realize until I was using, and I thought, oh, that smells really nice. It's not overpowering, but they have a nice scent. However, bear that in mind in case you have sensitive skin, that they are scented. For a powder highlight, I like the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector. This is the shade Champagne Pop. It goes on a lot lighter than it looks here. It does look quite dark. It is too dark for me, but then again, 9 out of 10 shades are, because I am super fair. It works on most people with kind of a light to medium skin tone. It doesn't leave a cast. But again, if you have a very, very, very fair client or a client with deeper skin, you might need a different shade. So Becca is obviously not in business anymore. I know Smashbox took over some of Becca's products, and then Smashbox is also going out of business. I do know that you can get a lot of Becca products in TK Maxx, so it's definitely worth having a look there. You can get them at a very good price as well, so all is not lost. But I do have some backup products should the worst happen and they completely disappear. Another highlighter I really use is the Fenty Beauty Diamond Bomb. This is in how many carats? And when I say it's like liquid diamonds, I'm not lying. It is quite glittery, so I don't use it kind of on the cheeks or on the forehead or anything like that. But for the inner corner, it is just chef's kiss. And also kind of to highlight the brow bone. It is just beautiful. It does go on like liquid diamonds and it just looks stunning. It makes that inner corner just pop. It makes you like bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I use it on pretty much every client. I use it a lot myself as well. It is stunning. Moving on to brows, I use the Peaches and Cream brow definer. It is a super fine tip, which is really good for really kind of detailed work. Obviously on clients I don't use the spoolie, but it does come with a spoolie should you want to use it for yourself. You can brush them in place. It comes in 3 shades, so it comes in blonde, this is medium, and then it comes in a dark. The only complaint, so to speak, I have is that it doesn't come in an auburn shade. So that is something to bear in mind. I've had to get an alternative for if I have clients with auburn hair or more warm toned brows. But apart from that, this is a really good product. They often have a bundle on offer. I think I'm on my 3rd set. I use them kind of all the time. Another product I use more or less on every client is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze. It's just a clear wax that I pop a little bit on my hand, rub a spoolie in it, and then just brush it through the brows, and it just keeps them in place all day without feeling kind of hard or sticky. Some brow glues, you kind of brush it on and then it literally feels like you have glue on your face all day. This still feels quite flexible. I can still move my brows up and down. They just stay in place. Again, I think I'm on my 3rd or 4th pot. For eye base, this is a classic. This is the MAC Paint Pot. This is in the shade Painterly, which is kind of more or less of a universal shade. It's brilliant. It is kind of the original, but there's a reason why it's like an OG. It works really well. It makes eyeshadow just sit beautifully. It makes it really easy to blend. I tend to mix the Painterly with, I also have the bright white one, and you can then mix and get the right shade. Like I can't use Painterly on its own because it's too dark for me, but I mix it with the white and it's perfect. I also use the Beauty Bay eye base. For example, if I have a vegan client, it's a really good alternative. It's a bit kind of thinner, creamier than the Paint Pot, but again, makes eyeshadows last all day. It makes them blend beautifully. And it comes in, I think, 6 shades, from a bright white to a very deep shade, so you can find one that works for pretty much any skin tone. So moving on to eyes, when I work on clients, I prefer to bring a couple of kind of bigger palettes rather than lots of small palettes, because you end up having to kind of maybe look for shades from 3 or 4 palettes. They take up more room. So I have 3 kind of staple palettes. The first one being the Be Perfect Carnival, the Antidote. I wasn't going to buy this when I first saw it. I didn't think it was for me, but then my beautiful friend Lucy bought it for me and I use it so much. Mine is filthy because it gets used more or less every day. It's great for weddings. It's got basically all the gorgeous shades that you could need, so it's definitely one of my staples. If I'm doing a more colourful look, the by Beauty Bay Bright Mattes is the other palette I bring with me. Classic rainbow palette, got again any colour that you could ever need. Also has a white and a black. It has a couple of neutral shades for blending, but it's really good. It's all matte, so I can use this as a base and then use pigments on top to kind of create more fun looks, more rainbowy looks. For eyeliner again, Beauty Bay. Beauty Bay's own brand have got fantastic kind of staple products. So they have a lot of the big eyeshadow palettes, which are amazing quality for the price. They also do really good staples, such as gel eyeliners. They have eyeliner pencils and things like that, which are just brilliant. So on myself, I prefer a felt tip liner, but it is tricky to sterilized between clients. You can't obviously spray them between clients, so you're then putting the same felt tip on the next client. So when I work on other people, I use a gel eyeliner, and this one is fabulous. It again lasts all day, goes on it's very pigmented, goes on nice and matte, and yeah, absolutely no complaints with it. For a pencil liner, I do like the Beauty Bay ones, but I also really like the Colourpop cream gel liners. Screw top ones, comes in a ton of colors. Some of them, this like is more of a metallic, or you can get them in matte colors, any color under the sun. I do find them quite easy. Obviously you can take then the tip off and then spray it, and it's ready for the next client without you touching another person with the same kind of pen. Work really well, lovely and creamy, so that they're not dragging on the skin. Moving on to lips. First of all, the Barium Lip Rehab is brilliant. It's like more of a treatment-y balm kind of product. When I do my skincare, or when I do a client skincare, I also like to put a little bit of this on the lips, or on my lips, and while I do the rest of the makeup, this just absorbs in, makes the lips lovely and soft. I also use this myself at night. It's vegan and obviously cruelty free, and yeah, it's about a £5, so can't go wrong really. I've got a couple of kind of lip kits, lip sets that I use a lot. Again, by Beauty Bay, the lip liners are very, very good. Come in a massive range of colors. You can get a bundle with the nude colors, and you can get a bundle with the berry colors. So you have what, 8 to 10 lip liners in basically any shade that you could need. You can sharpen them, so you again take off that top layer that's touched someone's skin, spray it nice and clean again. They don't drag on the skin. They go on lovely and creamy, but without kind of bleeding. I find if a lip liner is too creamy, it can sometimes kind of bleed into little lines around the mouth. These don't do that. They just go on lovely and soft, last really well. And similarly, the Beauty Bay lipsticks come in bundles. You can buy them separate, but you can also buy the bundle. So there's a nude bundle and there's a berry bundle. Matte finish. This one is nearly used up because this is my universal kind of peachy nude. It's the shade T. Lasts really well. Obviously they're not kiss proof as such, that you would need something like a matte, like a liquid lipstick to be kiss proof, but they last really well, and they don't feel drying. They feel nice and creamy and soft on the lip. And then my kind of favorite, this is probably my favorite combination, so this is the Colourpop lip liner. Again, I have like a bundle that I ordered, which are all kind of nudes and pinks. Again, with Colourpop, obviously it's delivered from America, so have a look on the website, because they do quite regularly have kind of free international shipping, so it can be an idea to kind of save an order for then, and then just order, or you know, go together a couple of friends so you're covering the shipping as well. I wouldn't order anything from there if you're in a hurry, because they can take quite a while to arrive to the UK. But some of their staple products are absolutely amazing quality, and I use them both in the kit and on my own. I never have any complaints with any of the Colourpop stuff. So yeah, this is the lip liner, and this is in the shade Good and Plenty. And this, together with the Fresh Kiss, which is like a lip cream, it's almost like a gloss but not too glossy. This is in the shade It's On Me, and these two together, when I tell you that they are the perfect bridal lip, they look stunning. I've used it on so many brides. It is again that kind of my lips but better. so it just looks like you're just got these radiant kissable lips, just work up like that. And they're incredible. Obviously, again, with it being a lip cream or lip lacquer, it's not sort of kiss proof. What I do when I do, for example, a bride, I do the makeup, but I also leave some in a little pot with a little brush so they can top up during the day. But yeah, this is kind of my dream combo. It looks stunning. It works, I'd say, on a very, very large range of skin tones, from very fair to very deep skin. And yeah, it's perfection. So we are done. We're finished. Right down to setting spray. Again, with the classic, the Urban Decay All Nighter. This is the original. I haven't tried any of the others. I believe there's a vitamin enriched one and there's a glowy one. This is the original. It's brilliant. It's vegan. I use this usually before I do brows and lips. I'll spray this on and just let it kind of settle in. And then what I like to do is use a glowy spray afterwards. So this is the L'Oreal Shake and Glow. It's got a super, super fine mister. And it smells really nice. And it just gives a little bit of a glowy finish. And it feels really kind of luxurious on the skin. So these two, again, together work. They're like a dream team. But the Urban Decay All Nighter, it does kind of what it says on the tin. Whether it lasts all night or not, I couldn't say, but it does help make the makeup last a lot longer. I don't find that it makes makeup settle in lines or anything like that. It just gives a really nice finish. And again, it's got a fine mister, so you don't get kind of blobs of setting spray on the skin. So there you go. Those are some of my favorite products to use in my kit. I will probably do a video showing you kind of products that I use on me, because even though I use a lot of the same stuff that I use in my kit on myself, there are some products that vary for different reasons, and I will kind of explain that when I do that video of why I would use them on myself but not in my kit. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you find some of it useful. If you have any questions, of course, ask them in the comments and I will answer. I will also link, obviously, Teresa's channel. Go and check her out. She is amazing. I've been on her Releases and Rants a few times. It's always such a laugh. So check her out. I would love it if you like and subscribe and, you know, press the notifications and comment and, you know, all that kind of jazz. I'm really glad to have you here, and thank you very much, and I'll see you again. Bye.